we're about to go through how to find bass during the fall time of the year. We're about to go on the water and talk about it, go show you some fish catches and how to find them and talk about different areas, guys. Welcome to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. I'm Coach E. Jimmy Eastling, glad to have you a part today, and we're right here on beautiful Lake Hamilton, okay, guys? And I actually do on-the-water lessons on this lake with forward-facing sonar, help you tune in your electronics, teach you how to use them. We go through a process. I got on this lake as well. So what I did today was actually went on a couple different areas, and I didn't want to go out and show just all the crazy juice, okay? But we're about to talk about how to find them fall bass during this time of year, because for me, this time of year can be tough because they can be anywhere, okay? They can be, as you see, shallow in the back of that pocket on them docks. They can be out there in the middle of this creek. They can be on the main lake, okay? So when you hear about the fall and the transition, that thermocline's starting to break up, stuff's happening, you got this stuff floating in the water, guys, and the fish know it. So in the summer, they kind of get in those summer areas, and then that transition starts happening. Weather's changing, it's getting cooler. Guys, this morning it was bright sunny, and all of a sudden we have a front come in. The fishing this time of year, guys, is like this, just like the weather, okay? It's just like the weather. In the summer, when it is stable, in the winter, it is stable. It seems for me it's pretty easier to pinpoint knowing where they're at, but right now they can be anywhere, and that's what we're about to get into. So first off, what I like to share with is the first half of creeks. When you pick a creek, there's gonna be them bass migrate through, them shad are gonna migrate through, you have your residential fish, but when you think of a creek, you think of the front half and back half. The back half is a prime location for bass this time of year, as we're gonna talk about here soon, but the front half is very, very good as well. Guys, when I look in the front half, I kind of look for them irregularities. I look for a long flat point, I look for the hump, I look for the high spot, the drops, areas where fish can come and stop at. And that's what they're kind of doing right now, stopping at some of these areas. Let's go get on the water. Got him there. That time he crushed it. Good one there. Good one there, guys, on the old cridge. I'm up here, guys, typical fall pattern right now. Typical fall pattern, they're really tough today to bite, but this one's out here on a little hump, little point that's on its way in the back of a creek, as we say, guys. Pretty cool. Let me get this fish. Guys, what I'm doing, like right now, like you can't see, I wish I had the live scope, but they're kind of, here they go, here comes some up in it. He missed it. But there are some groups just swimming around these spots, but they're more relating to the structure than, put this dude down there, relating to the structure than they are relating to just out there on bait right now. That's a good group. Too bad he missed my bait. Let's see if another one's out. Oh, buddy, there they all are behind us. Now there's some on the bottom there, that's a brush pile, so they're kind of relating to the structure, which is this little part of this point, this high spot, kind of humpish deal, you know, and then there's a brush pile there. And they've just started finally going back to some of this stuff. Like I said, they've been kind of just swimming around. I'm gonna let that group kind of hang for a second, see if I see any more before I throw at them. But like, you know, like I said, there's so much bait out there, and you saw earlier I caught one out there, but they're also, like I said, they're starting to work their way up in here, kind of doing the whole fall deal. Okay, guys, now the next one we're about to talk about is the back half of creeks, okay? Now, what I'm going to share with too on this is you start to see this wind starting to blow in, and that's one reason I kind of came back here. Guys, one thing I use every time I'm on the water is the Deep Dive app. And with the Deep Dive app, there's a bunch of features. For example, we have the wind effects feature. You can see the wind from a couple days before and then the day you're going, and when you're on the water, you can see those wind blown areas. For me, for example, I like to use it to this time of year kind of to see if there's a consistent days of wind blown in an area. That means the bait fish could be pushed in that area. If you have inconsistent days, it kind of tells me that, hey, they could be in this zone, okay? But the wind picked up today, and it was very calm this morning. They were not eating well. It's helped us. So when I just went back here in the back half of this creek, we had the wind. I set the boat up to where I could throw against the wind, and it helped me catch some fish. So guys, check out the Deep Dive app. There's a bunch of cool features with it, okay? So guys, now, one thing about back half of creeks, I'm right now going to show you a spot where it's kind of before we get in the back half. It's the back half, but it's not all the way in the back. It's just a little bit of a ledge and a little bit of a creek job, okay? It's a spot for those fish to pull up on. Now, there might be fish there, yes, all year long, but more fish are coming into it and using it as a little bit of a staging ground. So one thing about the fall, I always like to think of is like fishing it in a way of the spring where there's going to be movements of fish moving from areas to areas. And that's what we're going to have to talk about here. Now let's go to the footage of the back half of creek. Guys, here's one of those back half creek scenarios right here, okay? So I'm right here back of a major creek, okay? As you kind of see this, that's probably the back half of it. It's just a little high spot right here. It's a spot where, and this is a deal, guys, where like there's been fish here for a while and they've been picked on. I'm going to try to go up here and catch us one. But this is one of those scenarios with a fall transition they can kind of set up on as they migrate further back up in here. Like I said, it's a little popular area, one I'm not kind of afraid to show about. And let's go up here and see if we can catch us one real quick. Good today, which we got that finally, like that weather's kind of moving in. I think eventually they are gonna have to eat here, or eat in general. I'm just gonna tell you guys, like they're gonna have to eat today. But there's a big front coming tomorrow. It's just one of those fall times of year. Now look, guys, there they are. Like I said, there's a group of fish up there, if you can see them. Okay, right there. They're high in the water column. I didn't just throw that good. Got one there. That's always nice when it's first cast. Stay on. Not a bad one. This right here is the old riser. Little guy though. See how they're higher in the water column, you want to throw more of a top water lure. Big old spot, good old spot bass. But if you're in a tournament, you don't need this guy. You got to get 5 blacks right now. It's a good one though. Here we go. 8-0. That's a good old spotted bass for this place. Oh yeah, old Lake Hamilton. I probably want this in my deal, but not right now. Got that Jackall riser right there. But guys, let me get this out as I'm talking. Now guys, you notice I didn't hit spot lock. I got a trolling motor at spot lock right now. I did not hit it due to I didn't want them fish to come up here and hear it and kind of feel the boat, because they all just came to the boat. Got him there. Oh, that's so cool. That bite's so cool. Not another big one, but still, I don't care. I just like catching fish, but this is not. It's a good one here still, but still. On the spotted bass, we found this spotter bass. I've not caught 2 back-to-back spots on this lake in a while. Like I've mentioned earlier, guys, I got on this lake and did a lot of my lessons. I didn't fish back here in a minute just because of all the boats that's been back here. I've been fishing in other areas, and I don't want all those on footage right now, but oh, were they sweet bite. Okay guys, one thing I will say also as well is if you want to hear baits, I had a top bait video. I can go over that today. I kind of have a couple baits that's kind of for this lake right now, what I'm doing. Like I said, the crankbait bite hasn't began yet, but I know that crankbait bite's about to begin. The next area, which is kind of the sleeper, is the main lake. The main lake is where you potentially, and typically for me, I catch my bigger fish. And as lately out here on my lessons and trips, we have caught the bigger fish on the main lake. Now guys, what you're about to see here is where forward-facing sonar comes in play, okay? Before forward-facing sonar, I'd still fish them humps, the main lake points where there's rock, or it could be grass, your type of cover, but where there's deep water nearby. And that's typically where the bigger fish were. But now, with forward-facing sonar, you can go up there and see them if they're there, but they're also swimming out in the channel. Earlier this year in the summer, they were not as much swimming out there. But when this fall transition started, they started leaving these areas and was swimming. And when you're seeing them breaking, you're seeing them breaking. But when they're not, they're swimming out there. So guys, let's go to the on the water action of me catching a fish in one of those groups. There we go. There we go, guys. The little Georgia, good 2-pound fish right there, 2.5. He acted a little bigger. Just out here, guys, in the main river. People are driving by me and seeing. We're just out here in the main river channel, chasing these dudes out here. And yeah, boats are seeing me now. Anyway, yeah, you have a good one. I might know those guys. Got him. Here we go, guys. Out here, this is what I call having the Hawkeyes. I saw them busting, going crazy, and they are all around out here. And I'll say why they're out here in a second. These are those that are now left some of these spots. They're blowing up right here next to me. I need to get this one in the boat. Get them in the boat. They're blowing up. They're starting to go everywhere right here. Okay, guys, so these guys, we have a point over here. We have another kind of back of a pocket. We're in the middle of a creek right now, by the way. And there's a little bit of a high spot up there, some drops. And them fish, they're either hanging out on these spots and waiting to come out here to feed right now, or these are just fish that's just been running the creek. I've not caught fish out here in a while, like in this little spot here. They were here earlier kind of in the year, you know, and this is like, if you're a local, you know, this is kind of a little popular area. And but it's crazy how like I've came in here a few times and not found them or seen them. And like a day like today, they were everywhere. And it took me a minute to get that fish out and I had to clean it up. But just pretty cool and part of that fall. But this is part of that, having them eyes to see when them dudes, because even like right now, it's a little windy, a little wavy. So it's hard to see them busting school. But like right now, here they come. Missed them. Oh, I had them. Darn, I had them. I just didn't get the hooks good. I need to change hooks on these. These hooks are pretty bad. But anyway, guys, that's the thing about like the eyes. And then of course, this is a straight. This is why this one's going to be at the end, forward facing. This is all forward facing right here. If you don't have it, I'm sorry. There's another group there. Okay, I wish I had my little deal for y'all to see. They're going down. Guys, what is going on? I forgot to do an outro for that video, and today I got the kiddos. They're both back here behind me, about to have like 7 guide trips in a row. But on this video, guys, I know there's other ways you can catch them. So I talked about in other videos that I did previously, other type of techniques and ways. But on this lake right now, I just kind of went through just some different areas of the lake and how you can catch them during the fall time of year. If you like this type of video, leave me a comment down there in the description, okay? And I can do more of these like this, and maybe even try other ways to, you know, show other ways, like showing the football jig and some other type of different deals. You know, like this lake right now, they're not eating Alabama rig on that end of the lake. The jig in some of those spots, I need more of a rock bottom. Those bottoms were not rock. Now you hear Annie back there. But guys, so just let me know what you think about this type of video. It's fun for me to make. I just got back. I just got on my graph on the boat that I'm running, that demo that's for sale with Futural Marine. My graph is now on it, so I'm gonna try to get some forward facing footage for you guys. Okay guys, here we go, our Faith Juice segment. And I know I got the kiddos and Annie we just got a little upset, but all right, I'm gonna share a little verse real quick and how it can affect you for the week. Yesterday in our group after church, our Sunday evening group, we was talking about making an impact. And if you're making a Christ-like impact or just an impact, how of an impact you're making around your people, your family, your workforce, where it begins. But one thing I'm going to read here in Proverbs is, where is it? Proverbs, this is 11:17. A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself. All right, there she goes. So, are you being kind this week? Are you being positive? Are you being uplifting? And then are you doing it more just to make the impact, or are you making like a Christ-like impact? And that's a question that's like, it can hit any of us hard. But once again, there it says a kind man. And then there, you kind of keep going through this Proverbs 11, and over here even says, whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and the one who waters himself will be watered. Pretty good right there. And then it says, the people curse him who holds back his grain, but a blessing is on the head of him who sells it. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. And that kind of goes to even there, like I've always, you know, I know people that are successful and have done well and have money, and they go and they find a way to do good things with it. And that's what we're called to do if you are in that situation. And then, you know, there are some guys like, and I know right now people with the economy, with everything that's kind of happening, some people getting tight. You know, you see all the stuff on the news and stuff, but guys, we're going to be taken care of. That's one thing I've kind of done better lately. When I was growing up, I was real tight. Now I'm more of that cheerful giver, okay? And that's just kind of me in a way. And I know, is that right? They're back here talking. I'm about to have to go. I'm starting to ramble. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think. And hey, we will see you on the next one.